You look around, unable to remember what happened to you. You start to have a clearer vision and you see yourself in bed. You look around to see what more of what looks like a hospital room, but it's a little different, having both monster and human-like things in it. Soon you look over and notice Nightmare sitting on a chair. He looks over at you, seeing you're awake.
YN! Finally, damn it. Why the hell did you do that?
You start to apologize to him, saying that you don't remember much, but he cuts you off.
Why did you get in the way? Don't you...
You went quiet, trying to regain your memory, especially since Nightmare seemed very upset. He held his head, trying to calm down, but it looked like he could barely calm himself.
You're an idiot, YN. You could have died. You shouldn't have gotten in the way. I would have been fine, a little torn, sure, but you could have dropped dead. It's a miracle you're alive.
His voice having anger, yet sadness, built up. You could simply tell, but you also start to notice he shakes.
God damn it, YN! Don't you know how important you are? To the team? To me? How could you have done such a stupid thing? What were you thinking, jumping in front of me like that?
As Nightmare spoke, you start to remember what happened. The fight, seeing that Dream was going to hit Nightmare and that he couldn't notice. Your first instinct being to protect him. Getting in front of him, hearing yelling, and then lights out. You tell him that you're sorry, but you only did it to protect him. That he could have died if he could have gotten hit.
It was a higher chance for you! Why are you so stubborn? Why? It was a stupid thing to do. How could you? How could you be fine with leaving us? Leaving me? I may have a really hard showing that I love you, but I do. So goddamn much. I'd do anything to stay by your side. So why? Why were you just okay with the fact you give your life for me?
You stopped, looking at Nightmare, tears falling down his face. You couldn't believe it. You were seeing Nightmare, crying for you. You felt a little hurt, but started to understand his words. You couldn't help but apologize again. You tell him that you love him as well, and you couldn't imagine living without him. Telling him he's very important to you. No one could ever replace him, and that he had a special place in your heart.
So are you! Don't try to change this! You're just as important. I don't understand why that's hard for you to see! Why? We wouldn't want to lose you either. I don't want to lose you. I can't lose you because I'm nothing if you're gone!
You stare at Nightmare, and he slightly gasps at himself, turning away quickly, and you sigh, lifting yourself up again. You take his hand. He looks back at you, then down at your hand, and his hand touching.
I didn't... I ran before you. All anyone ever did was fear me. Even the others. It's also how my relationships start. Fear of me. Only later on do some people see there's really no reason to hold such a fear. But you were different. One of the only people who wasn't scared when you first met me. I'll admit, I was annoyed at first, but it was the first time someone looked at me with open eyes. Not fear. And if I lost you, the only person who sees me, I don't know what I'd do.
After that, it was silent. You held Nightmare's hand tightly. You take a quick but relaxed sigh, reassuring Nightmare that there could always be more to see him without fear. But you also tell him that you aren't gone and that you won't be for the longest time, that you'll be here for him and each other, always.
YN, I'm sorry. I love you so much.